Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 85 of this WMMA 5 series here on the channel, as it is Pride FC in the year 2007 and is Bushido and Osaka 5 times. Joe Stevenson taking on Toby Imada in the main event, and so much more. Before we get to that show, though, got a couple of pieces of mail to go through as we extended Shakare Sosa, Ronaldo Sosa, as Ray Sefo joined the Muay Thai Dream Team, James Tahuna joining Pancrasium? Is the Pancracism? Which is just a funny little team name. And then Sports Spectrum Cops for Jerome Banner. That's an interesting one. And Tatsuya Kawajiri extended his deal. Jesse Forbes joined the Hit Squad. Kenny Florian left Henzo Gracie Jiu Jitsu and joined Team Bomb Squad. We extended Josh Thompson. We extended Calavante. Patrick Cote joined Canadian Martial Arts Center, which also George St. Pierre did. And it was actually in the previous episode, but I accidentally deleted the mail. I'm glad that this popped up so I could remember that. Wes Sims. Son Wes Sims, a Tough 10 alumnus. 10-4, was just in the UFC and did pretty well for himself. Went to the same high school as Mrs. Marvelous, so that's fun. Forrest Griffin wants to fight Leo Machida. Definitely want to have that happen, but I'm not sure exactly how soon I want to have this to happen. But would be very, very awesome to see, obviously. Lyoto Machida, not there quite yet. I think I would like to see him have one or two more fights. He's taking on Scott Smith there in December. So maybe a 2008 fight, 2009 fight even for those two. That'd be a lot of fun to see. And Josh Koscheck. I love how every time I try to pronounce his name, the dyslexia kicks in, and I try to pronounce it with a K for some reason, as Josh Koscheck has left American Kickboxing Academy. We'll see where he joins to next. And man, I mean, he just, it was crazy, because at the beginning of that fight, it looked like he was going to beat Mike Pyle, but he just got caught one time, and Mike Pyle started fucking him up. But for this Bushido and Osaka 5 show, should be pretty interesting to see how this one plays out. And Joe Stevenson, Toby Imada in the main event, but also Mark Kerr and Heath Herring, Vitor Belfort, Fabio Maldonado, Jeremy Horn, Mario Sperrer, Drew Fickett, Jake Shields, Sexy Yama, Yoshihiro Akiyama taking on Hector Lombard. And, and Hector Lombard's got at least 20 pounds on him. That should be interesting. And the prelims, Chris Lieben versus Jesse Forbes. That's a tough 1, and then Jesse Forbes, tough 3? Yeah, as Kaita Nakamura and Mike Quick Swick. A lot of stuff happening on this show. It's kind of crazy that, weirdly, I would say this card, like the Vitor Belfort fight, is I'm a little bit intrigued by him and Fabio Maldonado. Should be a lot of fun. But really, this is a one-fight card. I don't want to sway anyone here, but this, I mean, that main event's going to be awesome. I don't know about the rest of this card. The Smashing Machine Mark Kerr looks like he's coming back after beating Ice Cold Igor, but still, I'm not sold on him yet, especially him and Heath Herring. I don't know if that's going to be an exciting fight. Hopefully it is, though. As the main event, Toby Imada looking to make his first defense of the private lightweight title, taking on Joe Daddy Stevenson. Joe Stevenson is going to be the first guy to fight under the Death Clutch Gym banner. That's fun. This is the third time they have fought. They are tied at 1 win apiece. Their last met in the main event of UFC 94, with Toby Imada winning by submission. That was earlier this year in 2007. They're two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, with Imada ranked 4th and Stevenson ranked 16th. They're both main eventing for the second time. Toby Imada submitted 3 of his last 5 opponents. So Toby Imada coming in here 1-0, beat Jens Paul for the belt, just beat Joe Stevenson in February. Joe beat him back in 2002 at UFC 43, Liddell Ortiz 2. And here's another guy who's beaten Jens Pulver, not once but twice, after he was 1-1. So maybe that's going to happen here. After going 1-1 with Joe Stevenson, he's going to win the trilogy. He won by armbar. That Jens Pulver fight, the Jens, it looked like after, Jens has now came back, and after losing his title, came back the next fight, broke his fucking wrist, and ended up costing the fight there. But hopefully, for Toby Imada, if he can want to stay around and probably in the top echelon in the lightweight division, he gets a big win here tonight against Joe Stevenson. But Joe Stevenson is on a mission right now. He is also a guy who beat Gilbert Melendez, but he's beaten the who's who of the lightweight world. You know, Carl Uno, Jens Bulver, Josh Thompson, Wanda Baraga. He's even beaten Scott High, Sakura Gomi. He's beaten some names. Joaquin Manson at the start of the mod. It's going to be interesting. You know, that's another fight that, as far as main event goes, this is a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. Stevenson has one backer in Stu. Everybody else is back in Toby Imada. I think that's the smart money there. After beating him in February, seems like it's going to be a quick turnaround. For the first time here in Bright FC, though, a little bit different. First round, you know, the first round having 10 minutes can change a lot of factors. A lot of people say that gives the grapplers an advantage and helps them out to kind of even the odds there to anybody who's striking. I also think that it's easier for somebody to just be able to stand up with someone for a full 10 minutes. I don't think no one's willing to do that because you'll get knocked the fuck out. As the Smashing Machine, Mark Kerr versus the Texas Crazy Horse, Heath Herring. Mark Kerr submitted 3 of his last 5 opponents. Both fighters are world-ranked super heavyweights. Heath Herring 17th, Mark Kerr 19th. First time they have fought, Mark Kerr's going to have a significant weight advantage, but the betting lines have Heath Herring as a big favorite to win this one. I think this is where the dream of Mark Kerr coming back and being a heavyweight contender dies here. Having a big win over Ice Cold Igor, getting that rear naked choke was huge, and also beating Tom Erickson at Shockwave last year. I just don't think it's going to happen here against Heath Herring. You know, Heath Herring, even though he hasn't had a great run in Pride FC, started off, you know, pretty good. You know, beat Gary Goodrich, beat Alexei Olenek, beat Carlos Barreto for what that's worth, but then started taking on some bigger names and some good wrestlers too. And Mark Coleman, Greg Wicken. He lost to Fedor, lost to Rico Rodriguez. I just beat Don Fry though in July. So they come back here in September in a big fight against Mark Kerr. This is huge. It's a huge fight for both guys, and I think I wouldn't count out Mark Kerr. I didn't think he was going to beat Ice Cold Igor, and he beat him. So I just wouldn't count him out there. Vitor the Phenom Belfort versus Fabio Maldonado. Both have won a good bit of their last fights. 3 out of 5 for Belfort and 4 out of the last 5 for Maldonado, but his was by decision. Vitor is ranked 8th, and Maldonado is ranked 21st. Pretty crazy to see that, but also even more crazier, I think, is the Blurcast stat picks at Fabio Maldonado having the win and the advantage over Vitor Belfort, which is fucking crazy to think about. It's Fabio 3-0 in Pride FC. He's beaten Jason Man Miller, which is now a guy who's now down in rings. He's beaten Flavio Luis Mora, as I think another man who is now down in rings. I want to say he might be, and then Gerard Musasi, guy who's not really in the top echelon. Like, guys, I don't think any of those guys were ranked in the top 20. Yeah, Mosasi wasn't, and I'm assuming Luis Mora wasn't, obviously. And obviously, Jason Van Miller wasn't. So, yeah, I mean, he hasn't faced a guy in the top 25 before. Now he's facing the 8th-ranked middleweight in the world, and Vitor Belfort, a guy who is, sure, he's 8-7. He never really got his footing, I think, really in Pride FC. But he's beaten former middleweight champions. And Vanderlei 7, he's beaten the current middleweight champion, Mario Ninja. He has lost 2 straight, though, to Anderson Silva and Ron Faircloth. But he hasn't had a bad fight since 2003, and even then that was a decent fight. He's going to bring it. You know, Vitor, he's going to bring his A game. And that should be a lot of fun to see how he does here. And, you know, he's taking on some big names. And that's going to be a tough one for Fabio Maldonado. I wouldn't count out Vitor Belfort there. Jeremy Gumby Horn taking on the Zen Machine, Mario Sperr, as Jeremy Horn and Mario Sperr, they're both world-ranked light heavyweights, 12 for Sperr, 22nd for Horn. Sperr trains at Who's Valley Tudo, which Horn has an overall record of 1-2 against other criminals of that team, and Horn trains at Middleditch Fighting Systems, which Sperr has an overall record of 0-1 against other criminals of that team. Mario Sperr has a 9-inch reach advantage, so you think that would help him out, but not according to the Blurcat staff picks. So Jeremy Horn, 6-8, Pride FC has a losing record in Pride. He's had quite the 2005-2007. I mean, he has lost 5 and has only won once. And even if you want to throw 2004 in there, he has lost 6 and has won 3. You know, that's just not a great record for him. He's just faced a lot of big names, though. You know, Anderson Silva's in there. He's faced Chuck Liddell, Nate Marcotte, Mario Ninja, Ron Faircloth, Lee Murray. Like, he's taking on some fucking dogs. Though really his biggest win for sure is Franklin the Vitor Belfort. Other than that, you know, it's just kind of been tomato cans like Masagatsu Funaki and aging Masagatsu Funaki, Hoist Gracie, Guy Metzger. Like, that's really the only time he gets any wins in. And, Yeah, I mean, this is a tough fight for Jeremy Horn, but looks like he's going to get the win, though, over the Zid Machine Morris Bear, who has not done jack shit in Pride of Sea, besides beating Jason May and Miller again. Something that's not great. That's something you want to hang your hat up by. He did kind of get fucked, though. Getting thrown to the wolves by Josh Barnett at for the heavyweight Grand Prix because something happened, and we just needed a quick replacement. And then going from that to having a middleweight Grand Prix fight against Alistair Overeem. No way Alistair Overeem should be in the middleweight Grand Prix. Obviously now he's fucking Ubereem and is in the heavyweight contingent. That's just fucking crazy to think about. And also Quentin Raymond Jackson, a guy who's had a middleweight title fight and has also been a guy who's won. It was I want to know he was in the finals of the middleweight Grand Prix. But yeah, Jeremy Horn, tough guy. Morris Spare. They both guys need to win, and that's exactly what we need in that fight there. Drew with the Master Figure taking on Jake Shields. Jake Shields coming off a split decision loss to Pat Miletich, and a guy I thought was going to beat Pat Miletich there. Obviously, his kind of style, he's not going to be an exciting type of dude. So maybe Drew Fickett can pull something out, because Drew Fickett was pulling out some shit against Mike Quick Swick. That was a good fucking fight there. Had a bad fight with Von Flue, and also had a kind of an average fight, I guess, with Diego Sanchez. But, I mean, Drew Fickett has beaten, as far as, like, names, Sean Pearson, Chris Lytle, Joe Scarlos, Swick twice. But he's taken on some big names, and Sean Pearson, Johnny Licio, Jason Von Flue, and Diego Sanchez. That's a tough fight, for Drew Fickett. I think they got it right there, with Drew Fickett getting the win, and the Blur Cat set picks 4-3, though. It's still very, very close. Obviously, Jake Shields' kind of style. It's a lay and pray type of style, so he might win by decision. As Fickett trains at Hammer House, Jake Shields has a long record of 1-0 against undercurrent members of that team. Yoshiro Sexyama taking on Hector Lombard. Sexyama, Yoshiro Akiyama, making his Pride debut, finally. Felt like we signed him last year, I want to say. We'll just take a look and see if we can see where we signed him. Oh, no, yeah, we signed him in May. Felt like it was just longer. It just kind of shows you where I'm at in this. Is Hector Lombard coming in 2-0. He beat Nobuhiro Obaya and Dario Matsui. Not big names. I knocked out Dario Matsui, though, earlier this year in February. Sexyama looking to get a win, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. Hector Lombard's a savage. See the Blur Cat stat picks, 7-0. Sexyama, if he's going to win this one, it's probably going to be by decision. It's Chris the Cripple Lieben taking on Jesse Kid Hercules Forbes, as this is just a gimme fight for Chris Lieben here. Chris Lieben hasn't won since October of 2004. He's 2-2, which his losses were to Marquise by split decision and Melvin Manoff. Melvin Manoff taking out some fucking people. And it's going to be a fun fight, though. Jesse Forbes, traditional kind of wrestler type of dude. Young as hell, 22 years old, and especially in the middleweight division. This is a big-time fight for him. Making his Pride debut, taking on a guy like Chris Lieben, that is very, very tough. I like to see the betting lines for this. Seems like it's probably going to be a little bit close because they didn't bring it up during these stats, but they both have finished their last, 4 out of the last 5 for Forbes, 3 of the last 5 for Lieben. I don't think this one's going to go to the distance. That should be a pretty fun fight. And then the other prelim fight is Kitoro Nakamura taking on Mike Quick Swick. Nakamura trains at Abiani Combat Club with which Swick has an overall record of 0-1 against other members of that team. Swick has won since 2005. The Tough One boys are having a tough go of it, but I think Swick's going to get the win here. His only win in the last 5 fights was Frank Trigg, but he's had good and great fights throughout the entire time, really. This should be a pretty exciting fight for Mike Swick. Kaito Nakamura, even though he's given up 5 inches of reach, Kaito Nakamura, 2-4 in Pride FC. He just beat Anthony Johnson, which that was supposed to be a feeding. But here's a guy who lost 4 straight and probably should have been out of Pride FC because his only wins were Crosley Gracie. But throwing in Anthony Johnson in there, it's a nice win for him. Depending on how this goes, he might get sent down to rings. He might not. It kind of just depends on how he does. As this is going to be a interesting fight for Kaito Nakamura. The betting lines are close. Let's see what happens here. Iwan Takawa is our referee. Ringside judges fight begins. Swick fails the opponent almost jab, but he hits Nakamura with the beauty of a straight right. Look, they're about to get some grappling started from Nakamura, but Swick was more aggressive, took the initiative using that left jab. Doesn't hit with the body kick, though. Lands a nice jab and then scores with the right cross with Swick, and that landed hard as a weak flick left-hand jab from Nakamura. Swick comes in fast with 3 quick punches, landing all 3 of them, then scores with the right cross and lands hard. Swick is doing a great job standing so far. Nakamura again aiming to get in close. Swick taking that initiative. Can't hit the setup left jab, but a beautiful right uppercut to follow it up. Somehow did not. Oh, but he fucking smashed his nose. I'm surprised he didn't knock him out with that. I mean, definitely a broken nose. There it is. There's the knockdown. As now Swick is moving in quickly, trying to finish that fight. Swick can't get fast enough. It can't get there fast enough. As Nakamura's already back up. Pretty crazy. That didn't knock him out. It broke his fucking nose, but Nakamura keeps on trucking. As he can't hit the setup left jab. Catches Nakamura with the right hook, though. Nakamura finally gets a hold of him, looking for the trip takedown. Not happening, as Swick also takes control of the grapple and looking for the takedown as well. Can't get him down, looking for the trip this time. Can't do it either. Blocks it and then takes control. Looking for a sweep is Nakamura there. That gets blocked. Looking for a trip. There we go. We finally get a fucking sweep here, as it's Swick after stopping that takedown, takes control of it and then sweeps him down. Gets side control of it. There's a few right hands. Takes a moment to plan ahead now. Pounds with rights, though. Halfway point in the first. There's a few strikes without venom. Just catching his breath some more. Trying to pull guard. Looking to go from an armbar from side control. Nakamura stops that from being applied. Referee stands back up with about 3 minutes left. Swick moves in on Nakamura, preparing the throw. Look like he's about to see some grappling started. Swick hits the left hand, but misses the big right hand. Swick moving confidently around the ring, next with a jab and hits a leg kick that follows up. Taking a few gulps of breath, Swick is giving the first hand he's starting to tire. Touch hits a quick left jab, then it hits a body kick, comes in looking to strike. Nakamura looked like he was angling the grapple, can't connect with the jab, scores the right cross and lands hard. There's a nice jab and a straight right that lands hard. Connects with a nice jab and scores a right roundhouse kick to the ribs. There's a weak flicked left hand jab. Jab hits some from Swick, then hits a nice straight right hand that lands hard. There's a minute left now. Nakamura looked like he was angling for a takedown attempt, but couldn't take the initiative. Jab is wide, and there's another body kick. Looked like we were about to see a shot here late in the round from Nakamura, but Swick was more aggressive. Punch fails to land, but Nakamura still looking for that takedown, but it doesn't happen now as he just pushes them up against the ropes. Can he get one with 2 seconds left? Nope, gets blocked. Yeah, I mean, that was all Mike Quick Swick. Poor Kaita Nakamura, just kind of, even though it's close on the betting lines, he's just outclassed, and it's really not even close. Man, yeah, that broken nose is tough. I can't believe he's still going. His eyes basically swollen shut now. As the second round, Swick comes in. There's a jab and a vicious right cross. Knocks him out, that vicious right cross. You don't win about a knockout in the second round from the right cross. It's Mike Quick Swick, and he's 9-7. Kaita Nakamura going to be 4-5. I think we're going to send him back down, you know. Just the welterweight division, it's no place for the weak. It's just not. And him having a losing record now, we just don't really need him. We can send him down the rings. As Mike Swick thanks his sponsors and all of his fans. He praises Nakamura for the tough fight. Last prelim fight, it is Chris the Crippler Lieben taking on Jesse Kid Hercules Forbes as 4-1, 5-3, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. So yeah, minus 250 for Chris Lieben as he's at Ricardo Mida's jiu-jitsu hit squad for Jesse Forbes, plus 190 though. Still very, very close. This is a tough fight. You know, it's a tough fight for Jesse Forbes because I think standing-wise, he's going to be outclassed here. We'll see, though. Big John McCarthy's a referee, ringside judges. Maybe he's better wrestling-wise. And Saki forward, Lieben backs Forbes up into the corner. Bobs out of a jab, back into the pocket. There's a right jab and a beauty of a straight left. Obviously, the southpaw is Chris Lieben. As he comes in fast with 4 quick punches, landing all 4 of them, and then hits a beauty of a straight left. They come together. Lieben feats, causing Forbes to move on to one side, leave himself wide open. There's a right jab, and then the left hand gets absorbed in the gloves. Missing a jab, but connects with the left hand, does Forbes. Lieben again coolly stalking Forbes, so he's trapped in the corner, steps into the pocket. There's a right jab and a left straight as connects with a nice jab again. Then another left cross, this time, and then it lands hard. Lieben again back into the corner, bobbing out of a way of a jab back into the pocket. There's a right jab, and then on the left hook, a stunning left hook that knocks him down. Golden opportunity here for Chris Lieben to end the fight. Looking to rain down punches there. And I don't think Forbes is going to be able to survive this one. Yeah, Big John's going to pull him off, ending the fight. I mean, Jesse Forbes didn't have a prayer in that one. But Chris Lieben with a huge win, 6-3, 4-2 will be Jesse Forbes. As, Lieben's stand-up was just too good. That boxing was way too fucking good there. As Chris Lieben Gives a name check to everyone at Ricardo Imada's Jiu-Jitsu. All of his various sponsors, all of his friends, family, supporters. He physically grabs the microphone, calls out Melvin Manoff. Think he will destroy him. He wants the rematch. Oh my. My oh my. It's Sexy Yama taking on Hector Lombard. 5-1, 2-0. Kind of crazy this is on the main card. But obviously Sexy Yama has a bit of... got high pop, for being in Japan. So that's why we have him open up the show. Hector Lombard fighting out of Sydney, Australia. Osaka, Japan for Ishiro Akiyama. Both judo guys. Should be a pretty fun card. Should be a pretty fun fight and a fun card so far. Let's see what happens. Big John McCarthy's a referee, ringside judges. Saksayama fighting in front of the home crowd tonight. Gets a big cheers. He makes his entrance. Round one begins as Akiyama steps in, grapples his opponent. Can't keep control though. Lombard is able to grapple him and Sue's being pushed around. Looking for a judo throw. It's Lombard. Can't get it though. Trying to muscle up against ropes. Saksayama isn't going anywhere though, as using his wrestling skills, Lombard's trying to push Akiyama up against the ropes. He got it. Tight body control from Lombard, slowly just wearing him down, using all that weight onto Saksayama's occasional short punches, or all that happened for the next 30 seconds as the two fighters continue to be pressed up against the ropes tightly there as Lombard's trying to smother Saksayama against the ropes with wrestling, but he reverses it and pushes Lombard against the ropes. Looking for another judo throw. He has no answer for it. Great hip throw from Lombard. He's left down under side control. Saksayama now pounds away, but Lombard calmly deals with him, trying to pull guard. Is Lombard. That's not happening. It's trying to pound away. That's not really happening either. It's all now. Now he's landing several good shots. Akiyama has to lean back to turn around to avoid a couple of strikes just to survive here. But now looking for the rear naked choke is Saksayama. Can he get both hooks in this second half of the first round? And it's not looking like it. Trying to turn over and sweep. That ain't happening. Now he's got both hooks in. There's some big right hands from Akiyama. Lands several powerful shots. Now looking for the rear naked choke. Doesn't allow the arm to go underneath the chin. Tries to break free of those hooks. They're too tight there. Looking for it again, and he's got it. Yoshihiro Akiyama, Saksayama, getting the win in his debut with the upset. 6-1 is now Yoshihiro Akiyama. 2-1 will be Hector Lombard, making his first loss. That's a tough one for Hector Lombard. Really didn't have a prayer once they were on the ground. I mean, Akiyama just killing it. Saksayama with the win. Thanks everyone connected to Presta for helping him and prepping him for the fight, and also his various sponsors supporting him financially. Yoshihiro Akiyama says he's very happy to cap his Pride debut with a win. And up next, Drew the Master Fickett taking on Jake Shields. Assuming this one's going to go the distance, but I mean, Drew Fickett, he's pulled out a lot of fucking great submissions against, in his last fight here, as 13-4. He's 1-2 though in Pride FC, so maybe he can even it out with 2-2 here with Jake Shields. I would say the advantage would go to Drew Fickett, obviously standing, being a judo background as well as wrestling background, but it's gonna be tough. A couple of Southwest kids, Tucson, Arizona, San Francisco, California. I wouldn't say maybe San Fran, maybe not Southwest, but still close enough to it being Southwest. Hammer House, Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. It's gonna be a tough one. Referee, ringside judges, here we go. Touch gloves. Both fighters want to get in close. They get into a clinch. Shields may have been managed to aggressively get good position in the clinch. Trying to take him down the ground, trying to pull him down into his guard. Doesn't work though, as Fickett blocks it and then just takes control of it. Trying to push him up against the ropes. He controls him up against the ropes. This Fickett, just putting all that weight on him. They remain there, hitting each other short punches for about a minute. Ugly but effective tactics. Still just holding them up against the ropes. Surprised we haven't gotten a break. There we go. We finally get a break. They're back in the center. They get up close to wrestling again. Fickett again is looking to just go right back to the ropes, but it can't happen though as Fickett gets out wrestled. Look at those, suck him into the guard. Defends it as well. And he's taking control of the grapple yet again, looking to push him against the ropes. Oh, nope. He can't have that either. Shields fights it back. Shields gets out wrestled again. Grabs an arm, trying to pull Fickett down to the ground. He's got it. He's sucked him into the guard. You're looking to sweep. Isn't happening now. Not allowing his opponent any room to work with submission-wise. Fickett just keeping close contact there as Shields glances an elbow strike off the top of the head of Fickett as Fickett just keeps him stuck to the ground. It looks like Jake Shields is getting a taste of his own medicine now. A little lay and pray for Drew Fickett. Couple of punches there. Another elbow to the top of the head, but he gets smothered instead. Referee finally stands it back up with 2:45 left. They jacking up for position again. Fickett's the aggressor of the clinch. got him pinned up against the ropes yet again, just showing complete control. As he can break the control of this Jake Shields. Exchange close quarter punches for about half a minute or so, minute left. Fickett still tries to maintain control, but Shields wrestles his way out of trouble, turns around, so now Fickett's the one back up against the ropes, looking for a leg sweep to end out the random. What a great fucking trip for Jake Shields, who takes the back two. Is he going to get a rear naked choke finish to end out the round? No, he won't. Wow, that's a great way to end the round for Jake Shields. That's a tough one, because I think, obviously, strikes-wise, Fickett won it. But, and I think he was in control for maybe a majority of the round. But I can't deny, that Jake Shields takedown and was looking for the finish, too. I mean, it's a close one to call. It's a lot closer than what it probably should be, thanks to that takedown and Jake Shields going for the rear naked choke. Yeah, not a lot happening there, getting the fans a bit restless. Second round, they clinch up, working for a dominant position. Fickett again, trying to push him against the ropes. He does so. Just complete control there. 60 seconds goes by with something of a stalemate, either fighter being able to improve their position. Shields wrestles back against Fickett, turning him around, so he's the one with his back up against the ropes. A little taste of his own medicine now, but we get a break already. Interesting. I feel like Shields is getting fucked here, as seeing his opponent about to shoot in. Shields times it well, moves in to start to clinch, looking to take him back down to the ground. Yep, sucks him into the guard yet again, trying to sweep, but he won't have that happen as well. Controlled against the guard, unable to shift him, just going to lay on top of him and end the round. It sucks because they don't count those takedowns when he sucks him into the guard. Because if you count that, he definitely won it for sure. It's a little close, with this, because you don't take into account that takedown. But because it's not a takedown, just sucking him into the guard. But I would honestly say Jake Shields is winning this fight. As we'll see what happens in the third. Dominant position again. Looking to suck him back into the guard. He's got him. Looking for the sweep. Ain't happening. Handful of punches again. As Fickett has to lean back, preventing the elbows from the top of the head. As now Fickett's just going to lay on top of him. Yep, Fickett's still going to lay on top of him. Just to throw a guard from the bottom. Has to lean back again, preventing from the elbows. They stand him back up with a minute. As he get close enough to clinch, trying to push Fickett so his back is up against the ropes. He can't do it though, ends up being out-wrestled. As now using his wrestling skills, Fickett's trying to push him up against the ropes. Can't do it though, Shields defends that well. So here's the thing there. Because Jake Shields did nothing, and Drew Fickett was on top, they're probably going to give that round to Fickett. Maybe that'll happen in another round too. Okay, we got a split, looks like. We got one for Shields, one for Fickett, one for Fickett again. Split decision win for Fickett, and that was rated awful. As, I think the right decision probably was made if you kind of think about it again. Because really, Shields had the takedown, but it was towards the end of the round, and I think Fickett did more throughout the first round to really win it. He won the first and third for sure. It was an awful fight, though. I didn't think it was that bad. I could see why everybody would see that was bad, because they just laid on top of him. If Drew Fickett would have done a lot more on top when he actually got sucked into the guard, it would have worked out well, but he just laid on top of him. So, giving thanks, Drew Fickett praises his team at Hammer House. Is very responsive to all the fans who came and supported him. He asked who he wants to fight next. He says they'll fight whoever they put in front of him and thinks Sean Pierce will be a particularly good contest. Jeremy Gummy Horn taking on the Zim Machine, Mario Spare, 44, 14, and 4. A lot of 4s there. Taking on Mario Spare, 40 years old. It's Mario Spare, 16 and 5. Both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys. Jeremy Horn desperately needs this win. Mario Spare, I think, would love to have this win to cap off his career. We'll see what happens. Big Joe McCarthy's referee, ringside judges. Here we go. Horn ignoring the offer to touch gloves. Keeps slightly out of range. Is Spare looking for a chance to dart in and start grappling. Can't hit the setup left jab, but hits a superb right head kick that probably knocks him out. Yeah, gets knocked out in 20 seconds. Yeah. Fucking Mario Spare. Here's a guy who was dominating rings and was a champion for a long-ass time. Was the rings middleweight champion, or I guess light heavyweight champion, actually, from 2000 to 2005. Beat Frank Shamrock, beat a name, down there. Got called up to Pride FC. Got killed by Josh Barnett. TKO'd in 40 seconds by Rampage Jackson. Actually beat Jason Man Miller, so at least he has that. But then he gets knocked out in 20 seconds by a head kick from Jeremy Horn. Big win there for Jeremy Horn. As he gives a name check to everyone at Meltich Fighting Systems, all of his favorite sponsors, and all of his friends, family, and supporters. Jeremy Horn asks about the finish. He says He is delighted to have landed such a perfect kick, calling it a highlight reel knockout. Another fight here about to begin. Vitor Belfort, Fabio Maldonado, 14-8, 16-7. Kind of crazy if Fabio Maldonado has a better record than Vitor Belfort. And he's younger, too. Both Brazilians. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, another boxing Brazilian. I mean, they just mesh so well. This should be a hell of a fight. As Who's Vale Tudo, Imada, Jiu-Jitsu, plus 100 for Vitor Belfort, the underdog in this, which is fucking crazy to me. Fabio Maldonado has the advantage on the betting lines. I'm not getting out Vitor Belfort. Arnaud Saki's a referee ringside. Judges, here we go. They touch gloves. They meet in the center. They start to strike. There's 2 left jabs and a right hook. There's a great left hook from Belfort. Lands the left jab. Finds his right cross blocked. Belfort connects to the right hand. They come together. There's a counters a left hand with a left jab and a good right hand of his own. Come together and trade leather, but neither can land anything damaging. As Maldonado dodges the left hand and counterattacks the left jab and a right hand that narrowly fails to connect, as both fighters move in and engage. Belfort missing the left cross, leaves himself open for a brace of jabs, followed by a head kick that's off target, though. They move in again, showing great boxing from Fabio Maldonado here. There's 2 quick punches. Set up a nice nice uppercut. Belfort connects cleanly with the left hand, though, and Belfort is staggering backwards after that uppercut, looking dazed. That last blow has rocked him for sure. Maldonado throwing another vicious right uppercut, trying to finish it, but he's unable to land it, though. Both fighters come together again, as Maldonado slipping past the left hook, and there's a left hand in the body. There's a dodging the left hand, counterattacks the left to the body. As the Maldonado glancing up at the clock, you got a lot of time. You got nothing to worry about there. Belfort missing left hook, again gets countered with the left jab, and an attempted shot to the body gets taken on the arm instead. Both fighters again meeting in the center. Another left cross that misses. Maldonado with a quick left jab and a right hand to the body. That's too short, though. Belfort's starting to slow down a touch. He knows that he's got a long fight ahead of him. As Maldonado missing the jab also fails on the hook to the body. There's a left cross that's blocked from Belfort. Both fighters meet in the center again. There's a left hand that gets countered by... Oh, that counters with the left hand as Maldonado. There's a couple of jabs that are followed by the left of the body. Yeah, I mean, he is getting worked, is Vitor Belfort. Maldonado's putting on that boxing masterclass. Yeah, he has enough... Yeah, that is very, very fucking true. Halfway point. He's got enough power in his hands to knock it out with one shot. As 2 combatants meet in the center of the ring. Scores with the left jab. Also scores a glancing blow on the right head kick. Quick hand speed from Belfort, blitzing his opponent with rapid 4 punches there. The strike appears to have opened up a small gash underneath the eye of Belfort. As there's a left hook, gets countered with a jab and a left hand to the body. Slipping past the left hook, attacks the jab and a right hook. As Maldonado, again, just slipping past everything and countering with jabs and big right hands. That time that misses. Belfort's starting to have to push himself down his corner, responding by urging him on a little louder. They come together and trade some leather. Maldonado now starting to slow down. 2 fighters engage. Missing the left hook is Belfort. There's a left hook to the side of the body, though. Some body shots from Maldonado just really lighten up Vitor Belfort. Missing the big left hand, putting him off balance, and allowing Maldonado to attack with a left jab and a right hand that narrowly fails to connect. Left jab and a left to the body. Right jab and a great left hook. That's a great 1-2 from Vitor there. He's breathing very, very hard, though. They stand and trade, but all the shots are either off target or safely dealt with. Maldonado stepping forward, striking exchange begins. There's a counter right hand. Jab itself on Maldonado and scores the right hand to the body. Belfort just blowing up at this point. He's going to clinch up with him, trying to muscle him up. As, Maldonado muscling up. Belfort up against the ropes. There's a knee strike to the thigh. Minute left in the first. Another knee strike, but Belfort tightens up the clinch. Looking for the Muay Thai clinch to end out the round. He's got it. Knee strike to the chest, but doesn't get much force behind it. Blocks that one down the round. Yeah, Maldonado. Just a boxing display there. Landing a lot of shots. Countering a lot. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous man than Fabio Maldonado. It was really going to be a prove-it point in this fight with Vitor, and he's proven it. He's going to be a force here. As Cutman's trying to stop the bleeding on Vitor. They step in. Maldonado tries a high kick, but it's wide of the mark. Left hand gets absorbed on the gloves from Vitor. As Belfort misses the left cross, leaves himself open for a counter. There's a jab and a left hand to the body. Stand and trade in the center of the ring. Neither fighter lands anything good. Both fighters move and engage. There's a left hand to the body from Maldonado. Belfort lands the right jab, and there's a wicked left uppercut and knocks him down with that uppercut. Belfort starts pounding away on Maldonado, looking to finish off the fight. He's clearly hurt by a couple of nasty-looking punches. But Belfort's blown up. He doesn't have a lot left to give. Timing to perfection. What a great sweep from Maldonado, who, as Belfort was overcommitted to one side, and now the scramble begins. Belfort ends up having to pull guard, losing out on that scramble. How about that? Even Fabio Maldonado getting knocked out by an uppercut still is able to have enough wherewithal to sweep him and have the fucking scramble start, and he ends up winning out on it, as he can't do anything about the pass. He's now in side control. He's looking to get from side control. Oh, he's in mount. Oh my god. Fabio Maldonado just gonna get this one by TKO after getting knocked out by an uppercut. Sweeps him, gets from side control to mount no problem, and just ground and pound the shit out of Vitor Belfort. What a fucking fight that was. Your winner, Fabio Maldonado, is going to be 17-7. 14-9 will be Vitor Belfort now. As Fabio Maldonado gives a name check to everyone at WMMA Jiu-Jitsu. Obviously, very responsive to all of his friends, family, and supporters. Maldonado gives a show respect to his opponent. What a hell of a fight that was, though. So our co-main event, already here. Smashing Machine, Mark Kerr taking on the Texas Crazy Horse, Heath Herring. As a 17-7-1 no contest, 21-8, somewhat similar records. Just Mark Kerr's just had a little bit more fights underneath his belt, but alright, they're around the same actually. Really, Heath Herring's the one who's got more fights underneath his belt. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about, but it's just kind of crazy that we're even here. Mark Kerr, at 38 years old, still trying to prove that he is the Smashing Machine as Toledo, Ohio native. Amarillo, Texas, Crazy Horse Heath Herring. 29 years old, 38 years old again. That's... Our heavyweight division is old, and we got two fucking wrestlers, but Mark Kerr, I think, is really adapted. When he's getting those Muay Thai clinch and fucking raining down some knees, really added a whole other game to his arsenal, and I would like to see what he does here with Heath Herring. So we got the Pit and Greg Jackson's mixed martial arts as well. Mario Saki's a referee, ringside judges at opening bell. They touch gloves, they come together in a clinch. Kerr manages to get control of it. Looking for he's got solid control. This is probably going to get this takedown. Nope. Heath Herring says, fuck that shit. And now he's got down in position, looking to push him up against the ropes. Kerr out wrestles him, though. And they just end up, Heath Herring's up against the ropes now. Just now Kerr's going to smother him. Is he going to get that Muay Thai clinch? No, Herring's the one who wrestles back against Kerr, turning him around, so now he's the one backed up against the ropes. They're just going to remain there for a couple of minutes. Mario Saki's going to break him up. Same idea. Have the clinch. Kerr seems to have the advantage, trying to wrestle him against the ropes. Nope. Can't do it, though. Herring gets more dominant position in the grapple and push him up against the ropes now. And he's got it. It's an ugly tactic, but Herring's wearing down Kerr by keeping him trapped up against the ropes, just forcing him to carry all of 245 pounds on him. Short punch to the body there, halfway point. Herring's trying to smother Kerr up against the ropes, but he reverses it and pushes up against the ropes. Again, just wearing him up against the ropes. Posturing and throwing an occasional short punch to the body now. Not a great co-main event, as we're just getting up against the ropes, stalemates. Break them up, they come together, start wrestling in the over-under in the clinch. Kerr again, it seems to always win out on those, but he tries to muscle up against the ropes, he can never do it, and ends up just being out-wrestled as well. Kind of the same thing here. Minute left, Kerr is wrestling back against Herring, now turning a bit, so now he's back up against the ropes. Tries to maintain control, but he cannot do it. That's the end of the first round. Yeah, they're pretty close. I would say Herring won it, just from from a feeling out process, felt like Herring was in control for a little bit more of that round. Tough one. That was a tough one, though. They had the same idea, like Mark Kerr would win out on the initial clinch battle, but then once he tried to push him, he'd lose it, and Herring would push him and keep him up against the ropes. Yeah. Some loud booing from this one. Back underway, both fighters, when they get in close, they clinch. Kerr's the aggressor, trying to muscle him against the ropes. Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. Herring again controls him, traps him, short punches the body and the side of the head. I was hoping for maybe some type of double leg or something, but it's just all the same goddamn thing. As Kerr proves to be too good, though. They're just kind of too good for their own goods. They can't just get completely dominated. They keep on surviving and trading, but they can't, keep the other guy down. Tight body control for Kerr, slowly weighing him down, laying all that 260-pound weight on him. And full minute passes. Two opponents pressed up against the ropes, exchanging short punches to the body and side of the head. Mamisaki's just going to have to keep breaking him up. Kerr's starting to slow down, as is Heath Herring. Kerr gets close up to grapple. He's got him now. Presses him up against the ropes. Rain there for the next, for the end of the round. Just close quarter dirty boxing. And Mark Kerr won that one, though. He won that one. It's going to come down to this third, it looks like. Moving in fast, Kerr wrestles way into dominant position to clinch. Trying to muscle up against the ropes. Herring out wrestles him, though. Trying to push him against the ropes. He's got him. Yeah, traps him against the ropes. Stalemate now. Herring tried to maintain it, but Kerr blocks it. Turns him around, so now he's the one up against the ropes as Heath Herring. As he forces him to carry all that weight. Some short punches to the body and the side of the head. It's a lengthy stalemate period now. Referee rakes him up. Minute 30. They get up close to wrestling. Herring manages to aggressively get good position to clinch. He can't move Kerr, though, as he finds himself being out-wrestled. Minute left. Kerr trying to muscle him up against the ropes. He does so. He's just smothering him now. Short punches for the remainder of the round. Yeah. Mark Kerr probably won the round. It might be a split decision. We'll see. No, unanimous decision for Mark Kerr. It was ugly. Another awful fight, but he gets the win. A third straight win for Mark Kerr. 21-9 for Heath Herring, who has now lost... just after beating Don Fry, loses here. He just can't get anything going. A win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Just seems to be... Just can't... He's got to work on consistency for him. But Mark Kerr now, looking like he's somehow going to manage to get some wins out of these guys. Getting a huge upset. This has just been the night of upsets. Mark Kerr thanks everyone connected to the pit for helping him prepare for the fight. And his sponsors for supporting him financially. Says it was a tough fight and gives a show respect to Heath Herring as a main event time for Bushido Osaka 5. Joe Daddy Stevenson, Toby Imada, can this fight save the card? We shall see. I mean, that Vitor Belfort, Fabio Maldonado fight was really good. But we have two awful fights on this card. We'll see what happens. As Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Judo guy for Toby Imada, Los Angeles, California. Harspera, California. I don't think I pronounced that right at all. 26 years old, 29 years old, 5'7", 161, 5'9", 161. Death Clutch Gym, Melted Fighting Systems, minus 200 for Toby Imada. See if the champion can retain and have his first defense. Big John McCarthy's referee. Ringside judges. Round 1 begins. Stevenson aggressively moves in and grapples with Imada, looking for the trip takedown. It's an excellent outside leg trip. Sees Imada get thrown to the mat, no problem. Trying for a knee strike, but Imada squirms away, so the blow is only glancing. There's a nice knee to the ribs. Some handful of punches that are blocked. Just slowing thing down already. There's another knee, but this time just above the hip. Few right hands to the body. Referee's gonna stand him back up, looks like. As Stevenson again getting close to look up, just rinse and repeat. It's not gonna happen though. Imada blocks that. Look for the trip again. Gets blocked again. Third time's the charm, but this time Imada's the one that's gonna try to get the takedown. Oh no. As he's got it. As Stevenson pulls guard. Imada attempts to pass guard. Ain't able to do it. Looking for an arm. And Stevenson doesn't let that happen. Peppering him with some small strikes, just keeping it very tight and making sure he's got no room to work with. Pulls him in close, peppering him with short strikes, trying to pass guard. Was ready for the pass, though, with Stevenson. Scramble begins as Imada ends up grabbing Stevenson, shoving up against the ropes, looking to go down low and grab both legs. Big takedown there for Toby Imada. He needs that to win this round. Stevenson trying to get some separation in order to stand, but he can't do it. Imada fires away with punches, does little in the way of damage, blocks a tip to move from half guard to full guard. Imada throws a few strikes, clearly just slowing things down so he can get his breath. Imada throws some small strikes, clearly just taking a moment to catch his breath again. Referee stands back up for 49 seconds. They clinch up. Imada wins out on it, looking for another takedown, and he gets it too. If there was even a doubt that he won that round, he got it there with that last takedown. Yeah, I mean, Toby Imada showing that he is the lightweight champion in Pride FC, and he is a bad motherfucker. Because, I mean, Joe Stevenson has, even though he's only had one fight in Pride FC so far, it was quite the dominant performance. Toby Imada showing him that he is, that he's going to win this trilogy. Yeah, they get up close, jockeying for position. Imada looked like he's gotten better of the clinch. We got a trip takedown, unsuccessful. Stevenson maintains a good solid base. Imada looking to try and take him down. So Stevenson can't stop it. Trying to pass guard, he can't get past it. Stevenson looking for an arm, doesn't have that happen either. It's just a ploy, though, for the scramble, as Imada goes to scramble, leaves his leg in, though. Stevenson quickly grabs that. As he keeps his leg free, though, comes out on top. Stevenson ends up pulling out on guard. A tactical mistake from Stevenson there by going for the leg, as he's left himself now in a bad position. Imada begins trying to pass guard. He keeps him in guard. Trying to pull Imada in close, peppering on short strikes. in guard. Imada throws a couple punches designed to keep him guessing, trying to sweep Imada, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempts. Throws a few weak-looking punches, decides the next move. Minute coming up now. Referee, I forget who the referee was, to be honest, as lack of progress being made, so they're standing back up. Stevenson aggressively gets a dominant position in the clinch, looking for a takedown, and it's unsuccessful. Stevenson looking for it again. It's not happening. Imada stands tall to end out the round. Yeah, Toby Imada won that one. So it's gonna come down to Joe Stevenson. If he wants to win this round, or if he wants to win the fight, he's gonna have to finish the fight here in the third. Because I think Imada won the first and the second. Pretty much no-brainer there. As two fighters clinch, Stevenson seems to have the aggressor there, looking for the trip. Ain't happening though. Looking for another one. Unsuccessful. Imada doing a tremendous job. Doesn't get anywhere with the attempts though. Works his way into a down position. Stevenson trying for it again. Not happening. Imada just hanging in there. Imada goes for the takedown, and Stevenson cannot stop it. Gives up the back as well. Looking for the body triangle, maybe. Oh, he's looking for the rear naked choke. No body triangle. Nope, doesn't need it. Or he's going to need it if he's going to want to finish Joe Stevenson, I'm thinking. Looking for the both hooks in, but nope. Stevenson blocks it again, trying to move Imada off his back. Not happening. Can't get the... we're just at a stalemate now. Again, Imada's looking for without the hooks in. Not happening. Trying to roll him, but he's not going to happen. All right. Well, a bit of a stalemate there in the third. But because of that takedown, Toby Imada wins it. A unanimous decision in his first ever defense for Toby Imada. It's rated average. I was hoping that fight be a little bit better, but here we are. 23-7 for Toby Imada, 17-4 for Joe Stevenson. As he gives a name check to everyone at Militant Fighting Systems. All of his favorite sponsors, all of his friends, famous supporters. Toby Imada has the Pride lightweight belt around his waist, celebrates having successfully defended his championship. Somehow it gets a high rating. Thanks to the Jeremy Horn knockout in the Fabio Maldonado Vitor Belfort fight, because you had two awful fights, had an average main event, but it was enough. It was enough. Plus the Chris Lieben knockout too. We still increased our pop in Japan by 0.9. Everything else increased, so I would say all in all it was a pretty successful show. We're gonna give a performance bonus for Toby Imada there. There's some good stuff though. Some good stuff on the card, especially the Maldonado Vitor Belfort fight and the Jeremy Horn knockout. As, yeah, that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching as fucking WC show. As, we'll catch you guys next time. As I can't believe it. I think we have, like, 4 or 5 shows left of 2007. Just, crazy. I'm surprised Rio Heroes is honestly still in business. Just, what a wild couple of shows we've had where they haven't been great, but there's just been some great fights on them. You know, that's you know what Fabio Maldonado is going to do in that middleweight division is going to be scary. That's a huge win, beating Vitor Belfort like that too, just knocking him out and coming up, or you know, going after getting knocked out, going for the sweep and taking it, which is awesome. So yeah, I think we have 6. Yeah, we have 6 cards left of 2007. Pretty crazy. You see there, Shockwave main event is going to be Alistair Overeem and Sergey Kharitonov. I mean, that's huge. Huge, huge fight. It only makes sense that's going to be at Shockwave, because that's a big-time main event. Big-time main event right there. Before we get to all that, though, we have 3 more worldwides and 2 shows. We have the Pride 38 Fright Night show and the American Bushido 16, which I don't think we're going to have it be Silva and Stiebling, so that will be pretty fun. We'll add that to maybe the little nameplate there. As, yeah, because I want to say 15 did that. Because I want to say that's when we changed it. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have to add that to everything. That's right. We were going to add the main events to all the fight cards and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll catch you guys for Pride FC Worldwide 10. You see there, Ron Faircloth, Nate Mark Cotton, the main event. Damian Maya, John Fitch, Eric Davila, Matt Serra, Elijah Harshberger, Sean Pearson, Arnold Sabral, Glover Teixeira. That's a fun middleweight fight. And then Frank Mir taking on Hirotaka Yoki. And the opener of the heavyweight fight. That should be a lot of fun there. So yeah, we'll catch you guys for the next episode. Take care, everyone.